thing will open at 980 probably, if not more.
I reckon right out there. All right, good morning, everyone. Let's get going. Okay. Friday, U.S. markets closed at record highs again. We have, you can see there, we pretty much closed at the high of the session again. A really impressive run that we're having here. No one's willing to step in the way of it. Volumes have been pretty light, but bottom line is hitting all-time record highs kind of every day. S&P futures up again this morning. Just incredibly bullish. We're in the middle of a monster bull market, bull rally here. So just keep that in the back of your mind. Every sector up except for healthcare on the day. And wouldn't expect to see it give us anything more than a slight pullback anytime soon. We had Google's results, obviously, that helped push the market. They're up almost 14%. We closed over $1,000 on the day, so that was a big boost to the local market. Over the weekend, the rally kind of continued in Asia. You can see there, kind of up across the board for the most part. Hang Seng, powered in large part by big rally in Tencent, up about 5% overnight. We had the yen that devalued against most of its peers after the Japanese exports came in much weaker than expected. And then we had some Asian stocks trading higher with fresh measures from the government in China after a state council said it will look to deepen economic reform. So I think obviously generally just a bullish undertone coming in from the weekend. We had an incredible week last week, but it doesn't look like we're coming in to do any profit taking early this Monday. On corporate action, nothing to report here locally today, but we've got Halliburton out before the U.S. bell, and then we've got McDonald's during hours. Market data today, we've got a lot today, and then we kind of got a big week. We had, just a few today, and then we've got a big week. We had Japanese trade balance, exports and imports all missing. Obviously, that's one of the reasons why we saw some of the weakness in the yen. We also had the all-industry activity index, which is slightly better than expected. And then we've got existing home sales later in the States. So light day today for data, but we've got a lot out this week. You can see here. Remember, we've been talking about all of the reporting that's going to start to come through over the next little while that wasn't reported while the government was shutting down. That is due to filter through starting this week. Tomorrow we've got non-farm payrolls, which was 2 weeks delayed. That was that was for the September month. We've got Chinese nationwide property prices tomorrow as well. We've got Pick and Pay, which has first half numbers tomorrow. We've got Swiss watch exports out of Europe. Then Wednesday, we've got the BOE is releasing minutes of its last meeting. We've got CPI locally. We've also got the medium-term budget policy update on Wednesday, and I think that's actually going to be the big thing to focus on here locally. We've got BTI that has its third quarter sales update, and then we've got Caterpillar out in the States on Wednesday as well. Then on Thursday, we've got HSBC, PMI manufacturing out of China, new home sales, Clicks, and MTN with a third quarter sales update as well. So there's still a lot due to come out this week, so keep that in mind. I think Wednesday could be a big day, especially for the Rand and Rand hedges. Also, we have, just looking at the terminal right now, Anglo Gold Ashanti raised to neutral from sell at UBS. All right, let's jump into the maps. All right, first thing that I want to have a look at here is Sanlam. Okay, we may actually go into a full-blown lecture here with the Sanlam, but bottom line is here, guys, this is incredibly important for us to just be mindful of them, and whichever way you want to look at it. And breaking out the new highs yesterday, I think to an extent it had kind of broken out a few sessions ago as we kind of crossed over some sort of trendline resistance there. But bottom line is we've broken out to all-time highs there in Sanlam, above I think 50.30. We've got a lot of stocks that are doing the same thing. The one thing that's just, it has to be it just drilled into your head is not to be shorting stocks, especially right after they're breaking to all-time highs, and it's the first time they're kind of breaking to all-time highs in 5-6 months. That's just incredibly bullish technically. You can't be short of stocks like that, and this is a perfect example. I think people started to get caught in the squeeze. People kind of shorting it ahead of that all-time high at the end of last week, and got burned in it badly as it came on Friday. Rimgrove, very similar looking chart. You can see there on the 2-year. Really broke out beautifully on Friday's session. I'll shorten it up a little bit here. And like I said, you can't be shorting these kind of stocks. I know this. This thing is traded incredibly well this year. We've had a nice rally, and it's always been a buy on pullbacks. But you can't be shorting, stocks like this that are breaking out. These are stocks to be bought at these sort of support levels. Watch this one closely. I think anywhere near where it broke out, which was kind of around 203.50, I think it would be a good little level to maybe jump in on the long side, provided market conditions are supportive. All right, Naspers. Naspers are obviously expecting a huge open this morning on the back of 10-cent numbers. The one thing that we were talking about at the end of the week last week was coming back down to test support from where we broke out. We had a beautiful little flag set up here, and we really broke out. When we broke out, we came back. We had 2 days in a row where we tested the downside. It wasn't able to really drop there, even though there was huge selling on Thursday and Friday. And then this morning with 10 cent up 5%, really expecting a huge open for Naspers, probably in the range of at least 25, maybe even $30. I think it's, in my mind, it's a sure thing to test $1,000 over the next few sessions. If you look here where we broke out, which was, well, like we're showing here at 950 Ren, we came back, we pulled all the way back to 900 on that pullback. So that, moving above, we would expect kind of a $50 upside from that breakout, and I think we're going to get that, and we get that move to 1,000 rather quickly now. All right, Kumba. Let's look at Kumba really quickly. Let's actually just go to a 1 year here. But Kumba, you can see here, we're really kind of coming down to test what the recent lows were. It's a bit choppy in here, but I think it's to me the best way to look at this is to look at the low, the closing low, which is right here at 429, and you can see that we also had we wicked down to there in June. We had a couple other tests of that level, especially this one where we had a nice green bar. I think that's when it paid its div. So we traded down there on lots of occasions and kind of bottomed out there. 429 is the level I'd be looking at. Guys, the second day plays have been working incredibly well. We had it beat to hell on Friday on bad production numbers. Wouldn't be surprised to see a second day play of this, at least test this 429 number. But I think 429 is going to really be the major number. If we drop 429, you cannot be long of this thing. Just be careful of that. And if you can borrow, it's probably best to be short below 429. So just keep that in mind. All right. MTN. MTN, obviously 2 sessions ago we broke out on a closing basis from $199. Let's just get this drawn right. Yeah, we dropped out from $199, or broke out from $199 in MTN there. It was a long time coming. We had lots of tests here. We had this little rising triangle that we made there, and then the next day we had bad news over the weekend out of ICASA for MTN and the interconnection rates. We gave that up. We quickly regained it. Only took about 5 or 6 sessions and closed above it. Now we're kind of coming back and we're testing right at the level where we broke out from, which was $99, call it. And I think that this is, same sort of thing we were talking about in Naspers on Friday. You kind of pull back into support from where you broke out was resistance, now becomes support. So this 199 is now a support level. I'd look to see MTN. It may test it and kind of continue to trade around that 199 level for the next couple sessions. But if we continue to hold it, I think it's a bullish setup, and from there I think we would move higher. All right, and then the last one I'm going to show is Able. I'll back out from this a little bit. You can see Able here is actually it's flagging quite beautifully from this breakout. We had a nice breakout here. Let's look really where we broke out from was down around here somewhere. And call it, we can actually draw that maybe a touch higher, but anyway, call it 1688, 17, something like that. We came down and we've tested that. We tested that on Friday, and we tested that, the day before a little bit as well. And I think really if we can break above 18 here, I would be surprised if it doesn't retest the all-time high, or not all-time highs, so recent highs of 20 Rand quite soon. So just keep that in mind. We pop above 18 and Able, to me, it looks like we're going to get a nice setup to possibly move back up to the recent highs and possibly even further. And that's it for today, guys. Thanks a lot.